Alright, hello guys, welcome to the aesthetic portion. My name is David Fan, and I'm going to lead you to the aesthetic journey of Lionel Mora. Wow, let's get to it. Let's start with Lionel Mora and just give you a very quick brief background of him. So Lionel Mora was born in December 26, 1948 in Lisbon, Portugal. He was a conceptual artist whose work has shifted in the late 90s. Art robots. He made a robotic zoo for them. I'll talk about all these more in depth later. But yeah, he's a pretty wicked dude. But going back on it, Lionel Mora. So the aesthetics, like I said, he uses lots of robotic arts. So robotics, computing, lots of mechanical, machinery. He did this series called the Evolution series, but he also did another series called the Art Robot series. And basically, he believes that robots and humans have a symbiotic relationship. That me and you work together, not me and you, but me and this camera, me and this computer, me and any technology, work together and harmoniously, and we both complement each other's strengths. Awesome. Symbiotic. Boom. The more you know. He believes that the robots are kind of like organisms. The robots he makes uses sensors and multiple different algorithms that run and creates painting. The robot does what it pleases, possible to determine what the outcome of the artwork they make. He pushes the new art called the new kind of art. Everything is really new, it's very cool, very hip, very modern. Lionel Mora, everyone. So he experiments with lots of technology, right? He's done a lot of series. The first one I'm going to talk about, the Evolution series. Bam, 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 around it here. So this Evolution series are basically a mesh of 3D spheres mixed with 3D printing algorithms. Claims that artists have used machines for as long as we've existed in a sense. And he believes that today, currently, machines are more than just tools, okay? They are organisms. Machines can be creative. Machines can generate novelty. Machines, they are their own category. Machine and humans have a symbiotic relationship. I've stated that 30 times. And he gives example, and art is a cultural concept, okay? And such, it does evolve over time. And he says that there's a juxtaposition of Paleolithic man to now. Look at the evolution. So here's the Evolution series that uses technology such as computational arts or algorithms and machinery and robotics. So I'm just going to list more of his arts because I researched a lot. You call it 3D Europa. It's large 3D printed, lots of colors. Its arms are held out like this. Our art series called Art Robot, and I'm just going to quickly ban through them. Form paintings made with the Ant algorithm. Lego Bot made in 2002 and uses a sensor to detect colors and turns around generating circular forms, so spins. Arts Robot 2003. The BotMe made in 2004, it has one pen attached to it. And then it uses a sensor and detects color and tries. We have the ISU, also known as Isidore Isou, the creator, some creator of the French movement, Lettricime, I don't know, I'm not French, because it uses letters and words to generate a picture. Then there's the Wrap, which is made in 2006. It uses sensors and compositions and different algorithms. An interesting one called the Dada, made in 2006 as well. And to me, it reminds me of a toddler, and it seeks to destroy everything placed within its reach. There's a really awesome one called the Robotarium, which is a zoo dedicated to artificial life. There's a spider in there. There's a little mouse in there. There's these big robotics. I don't know. He's a wicked cool guy. Roar, R-U-R, and it's called The Birth of the Robot, which is essentially a play and a mix of performance art and robotics art. The Painting Robots Orchestra, which takes different frequency and uses that sound algorithm, sound waves, to make a visual. Awesome. And there we go. Transition. The history of these aesthetics. So what does aesthetics mean? For those of you that didn't pay attention in Media History 101 or didn't take it, let me just quickly take you back. Aesthetics is a set of principles concerned with the nature and appreciation of beauty, especially in art. The branch of philosophy that deals with principles of beauty and artistic taste. Lionel Mora uses lots and lots of robotics in his sculptures, as lots of robots, lots of computing, lots of algorithms, and all these mediums, and puts it together and makes his art. His history of the aesthetics. Let me quickly read you the Symbiotic Art Manifesto. Machines can make art. Man and machine can make symbiotic art. Symbiotic art is a new paradigm that opens up new ways for art. It involves totally relinquishing factor and the reign of the hand in art. It involves totally relinquishing personal expressions and the centrality of the artist/human. It involves totally relinquishing any moralist or spiritual ambition or any purpose of representation. Symbiotic Art Manifesto, everyone. So, history of these aesthetics. So the aesthetics I'm going to talk about are the robotics, machinery, and computing/programming. Let's just start with myths. Okay, myth and legends. And then we have the Greek myth of Hephaestus, who made mechanical servants. The myth of Prometheus, who stole fire and gave to mankind. And then there's the Greek myth of Pygmalion creating androids and all these robotic, artificial human life. On 3000 BC, there's ancient Egypt invented looms, which are basically sewing machines used to show tapestry and all that. And it was like the first step in programming, because programming is all about pattern and all. 1800s BC, Babylonians developed the first water clock. 420 BC, #BlazeIt, Archytas of Tarentum, which is considered the grandfather of robotics. And basically, he made a wooden pigeon, and the movements were controlled by a jet stream of air. Wow. Thera mechanism, which is around the 100 to 205 BC, and is based on an ancient analog computer designed to predict astronomical positions. They're all used for astrological purposes. I'm an Aquarius. In 25 AD, Chinese engineer Ling Lingzan and Buddhist monks Yi Zheng built a clock that had movable arms. Computing, there's also goes back very, very far. Let's start with abacus, okay? The abacus invented by the Babylonians in around the 2700 to 2300 BC. It was a calculating tool that was used centuries before the adoption of the calculator. The most well-known one is the Chinese abacus, right here, called the Suan-Pan, which dates back to the 2nd century BC. It comes like the 13th century, around there. Mechanical analog devices started to appear, which brings forth the automatic flute by Banu Musa brothers and Al-Jazari. And God know this, okay? Al-Jazari is very important in the evolution of technology, got rid of accomplishments, the water-raising machine, the camshaft, the clock, and so many more. He began experimenting with robots, and he created a flushing mechanism similar to our modern day toilets. You know, when the water goes down, he made a water system which fills it back up. He made a boat with 4 automatic musicians that floated on the lake to entertain guests, because he's a genius like that. Elephant clock that strikes a symbol every half hour, because why not? He made a castle clock, which is said to be the first programmable analog computer. Al-Jazari, Europeans found out, and they're like, oh my god, dude, I need to hop on that trend. So then the Europeans came on, and then around that time, Raman Lull, born in 1232 to 1315, he invented several logical machines by combining simple philosophical truth. And the funniest thing is that intended as a debating tool for winning Muslims and Christian faith. Then comes the Industrial Revolution, and more material and resources got involved. 16th century, where the concepts of artificial servants can go back to all different kinds of myth, related to the Jewish legends, which is a concept that's already began taking form. The golem, which is a clay man, acted as a homunculus, and for those of you who don't know what a homunculus is, it's basically a creation, a miniature, fully formed human. Just think of it a robot, you know. And then the era of coiled spring and clock also started. Our Da Vinci, he's a super cool dude that all knows art, math, music, science, philosophy, physics, basically superhuman. He created a humanoid machine that looked like a knight to entertain the royals. A lot of automatons, such as the lion, got an itch right here, the clock, and then the Japan comes in and invents the guri, which is known as the mechanical doll. In the 17th century, more machines, robots, and systems began developing and taking it further. René Descartes, a French philosopher, he also, like Da Vinci, super smart, a scientist, mathematician, artist, philosopher, believed that the body was a machine. Talk about Flashback Friday, talk about Donna Haraway. Ooh. Donna Haraway, cyborgs, he believes machine, body, machine. Human body is like a machine, which when you think about it, it makes sense, because we have material properties that can also be rebuilt, similar to a machine. Pascal, the French inventor, also mathematician, scientist, superhuman, etc., he made the Pascal calculator, with the first digital calculating machine. He uses dials to determine values. Thomas Hobbes using his theories of mechanical thinking. You think of your body and how your emotions interact with your thoughts. You know, like pulleys and levers, thoughts and emotions. He compared it similar to that kind of concept. Samuel Morland, he developed computing, hydraulics, and steam power and helped advance so many technologies. They are arithmetic machines, which are also known as calculators. When the 19th century rolled in, and then Nikola Tesla, praised Nikola Tesla because because of him and electricity, they were basically like steroids for machines, you know? It made them, like, from this, like, really well to, like, bam, super good, awesome, go. Joseph Marie Jacquard was a weaver and a merchant, and he contributed heavily to the earliest program loom, the Doi, also known as Jacquard loom. Like I said, a loom was like a sewing machine, and basically he designed this concept of using punch cards, which is basically a sequence of operations, and it was a very important step in history of computing hardware. He has led to so much more, such as using it to store information, to input data, which led to a myriad of possibilities, and also contributing to robotics, artificial life, all that fun stuff. Analytical machine came, and Charles Babbage, known for originating the concept of programmable computer. We're so close to the present yet so far, but yes, computers. He invented computers but wasn't able to build them, and he is known as the father of computers. A variety of engines, and these include the difference engine and the analytical engine. Ideas of the punch card idea from Jacquard loom. And comes the lovely Ada Lovelace. She's like super smart, super sexy, definitely 10 out of 10 back then. She developed the first computer algorithm, okay? Proposed idea that machines can be used more for calculations. Because so far in history, all we've seen are machines used for math. Oh my god, why don't we use machines to do this, honey buns? So, because of that, she's now known as a prophet of the computer age. And then the 20th and 21st century rolled in, and then machines has been further developed, and here we are now. Printing began to start forming around the 1980s. Dr. Kodama in Japan, who first began that. Because of that, it has further and further continued to evolve to present day, where we're now printing prosthetics, helping make materials and objects, making art. So yeah, aesthetics of Lionel Moore and the history of robotics and machinery. More you know, ba-bam, transition. Wow, and that's pretty much the history of aesthetics and the aesthetic Lionel Moore uses. He uses robotics, machinery, and computing. What does this mean for new media in the future? New media is a combination of technology and art, and as technology is evolving, so is new media. And therefore, it's always going to constantly evolve. And right now, we have 3D printing, which is really brand new. We have robotics, we have art, so it's always going to be really on the go, always evolving. And it's just a positive impact. Transition.